Last week, when we met, I mentioned that we were going to go to Texas, try to win 2 basketball games, that we were playing better. We were encouraged about our chances, and we almost pulled it off. We go to Arlington and had a very good shooting first half. We made 8 3-point shots and held them to 0. And I had a 25-point halftime lead, and basically from 24 points behind the arc. And I did a good job defensively in that game in the first half. The second half, we bent just a little bit. We were very patient. I thought our clock management was good. We didn't get in too big of a hurry and try to score 100 points. We wanted to make sure that we got a great shot each possession. And they rebounded the ball a little bit better in the second half and played better, and they wound up making 5 threes. But we made enough to win the game, and they hit a 3 at the end to cut it to 12, which was the lowest. It had been to 14 one other time, basically an 18 to 20-point basketball game. The first half, we got the lead with 3-pointers from P.J. Hardy, Jerikas Davis, and Justin Miller. Those guys came out and did a good job and made 3-point shots for us. In fact, they were 10 for 17 in the game, and that helped us win. We loaded up on Friday morning, headed to San Marcos, had a good practice, and then again Saturday morning had a good practice at Texas State, and came out in front of a spirited senior day crowd. It was their last home game, and got off to a slow start, gave up 3 baskets, 6-0. We called timeout, we regrouped, we got back in the game, and then in the half, we missed 17 of our last 19 shots. And just dug ourselves a hole. But defensively, we were still okay because we were only down 12. They are a methodical team. They're very patient on offense, but we knew that we could come back. And we did. It took us a while to get going, but Cedric Russell caught fire, had 20 in the second half. Jekeenan got us going with an offensive rebound basket and then a dunk. And we really defended the second half and had them on the ropes and took the lead with 1:40 to go. We gave up a 3 at the end of the next possession to Pearson, their best player, and that was basically the difference. We couldn't score again. We turned it over on our next possession, and then at the end we chose to let them run the clock down. We defended, and then wound up. They got the rebound, and we had one more chance. There was 7-second differential, and we got it back with about 7 seconds to go and pushed it up the court, tried to score in the open court. And didn't happen. Felt like Marcus was going to get to the basket, and he chose to pass it to Justin Miller, who missed a 3 that was contested and really wasn't close. So disappointed that we didn't come through in that game and get the sweep. We always play good in Texas, and we did in these 2 games for the majority of the time. Did not shoot the 3-point shot well at all in San Marcos. We were 6 for 24. And the 3 juniors I mentioned earlier that were 10 for 17, those guys in this game were 1 for 10. So we just needed one more to win, and fell short. But Jekeenan had 17 rebounds. He had a double-double the second half for a career high 17 rebounds and really got us back in the game. We were disappointed because we felt like we can win the league if we win that game. We were right in position, and people in front of us catch a break, we'd be in good shape. But didn't happen, and now we have to regroup and focus on the Carolinas this week and our last 2 home games and our senior day on Sunday afternoon at 1:30. Defensively, we've gotten better. If you look at the 3-game losing streak, I believe we were giving up, 100 points a game, 101 points a game. Last 4 games, we've given up 69. So we gave up 64 on each game this trip. So we're getting a little bit better defensively, and that's encouraging. And we're excited about the end. We just got to make a push right here and try to get as high as we can. And we finished in the top 4 or 6 the last 8 years. We need to do it again.
What's the realistic goal now that you said you were still looking at winning the league going into the weekend? So now with 4 games left, like, if we do this, we get second, third. I mean, what's the?
There's so many different scenarios, Kevin, right now that we've looked at, and we dissected on the bus Friday. We dissected on the bus Saturday after the game, and we still can push and get third or fourth. This could turn into a possible 3-way tie with us, Arlington, and Monroe, which we would win that tiebreaker if we're tied with those guys. So we've got to keep fighting and see what we can do. We feel like we can still get second, third, or fourth.
On that note, you talked about your defense. Do you feel like now, just as you guys have evolved, that you really feel like you can win a defensive type game like that if it happened again?
Yeah, we've gotten better, and certainly had those guys on the ropes. We've beaten them 10 out of 11 times, and trust me, they were a little concerned when we took the lead after coming from 18 down in the second half, and just didn't make the play we needed down the stretch. But defense has been good, and we feel like we certainly we'll have our hands full of Coastal Carolina because they've got a great offensive team, and they shot the ball fantastic against us in Conway.
What's been the biggest defensive turnaround? What's been the key to that?
Just pressuring the ball, limiting three-point shots, certainly attempts. The Texas teams don't shoot the three-point shot, Cody, as well as some of the teams do that we've played, and I think that played into it also. But just a mentality. I think we played with more energy on defense, more discipline, and making multiple efforts.
The rotations aren't different, though, at all?
No. We gave up a couple of baskets the other night. Kevin Gant had 0 blocks on the stat sheet. If he had 0 blocks, I missed a couple, but he changed several shots. But they still got the weak side rebound. We didn't get to the legs of the post player and let them tip a couple of easy ones in. But the rotations are the same. Our guys are moving better, and they've got more energy on the defensive end.
How much will you really put into just turning around? Because these last 2 games you lost to Coastal Carolina and App State, they're a blowout. So how much does that motivate your guys this week?
Well, they'll be ready to play. Coastal Carolina was the hottest team in the league. I think that was their 4th or 5th win in a row, and they beat us. And I don't think they'd won again until Sunday, and they blew out Georgia State by 30 in the first half. So that's certainly something that we remember, and we'll be ready to play against both these teams.
Would you say that peaking on defense is the most important thing that you want for your team heading into the Sun Belt tournament in a couple of weeks, or is it something else that you want to see?
Want to be good defensively, certainly. Want to have low turnovers, like we've averaged single digits over the last few games, too. Another area that we've really improved over last season. But you got to make shots. We've got to make shots, and we didn't make them. We lost the three-point game 8-6 to a team that were better three-point shooting. Again, our 3 juniors and Hardy, Miller, and Davis go 10 for 17 on Thursday, and they go 1 for 10 on Saturday. So that's the difference. I mean, if we make a couple of shots, we're going to win. And we had a couple that went in and out.
How much better of a team are you when Cedric plays like that? What does this add to your team?
Well, it adds a lot. Certainly he can score the basketball. We knew that when we recruited him that he was capable, and he reminded me of the way he played in high school on Saturday. He took the ball to goal. He scored in traffic. He scored from the three-point line. Cedric's fought through it. In games that he hasn't shot the ball well, he still fought hard. He didn't shoot it good. He was 1 for 6 from 3 at Arlington. He turns around and goes 5 for 9. So, we had high hopes for Cedric. He's had a foot setback twice in his career and surgery this year that set him back a little bit. But he's improving, and he's stuck with it, and I'm certainly happy for him.
Whenever he and Trajan are being aggressive at the point of attack, how does that change, if at all, Marcus Stroman's game?
Well, it allows Marcus to go guard a guy like Pearson that Malik would have guarded, and we bump down, and he'll guard a bigger guy. And Trajan, PJ, Cedric, all their defenses improved. But it's important to pressure the ball up top and allows Marcus to drop back to a bigger guy.
Do you like the format of your tournament? Were you like a proponent of it? If so, what are the pros, or if not, what are the cons?
No, every year in the spring we change things all the time, Tim. We needed to get a double bye and protect that. I agree with that. We were on the non-receiving end of that luck last year, and Arlington the year before, that our best team didn't get it. But I'm still up in the air about the tournament. I think it's too quick of a turnaround, and then trying to decide where you're going to play. You could play Saturday on the road. You're going to have to travel and go, and then but But it is what it is. And, you know, again, our goal is to finish in the top 4. We've done that 6 of 8 years, and hopefully we can again.
Could you just assess what each of the seniors means to you, just going into senior day and senior?
Proud of all those guys. You know, Jakeenan Gant has been spectacular. And 45 points, cage dome record. He stepped up when Malik went down and has continued to have a great conference season. And we joked about it earlier in the year, and you guys know that I wasn't happy that he wasn't preseason first team all league. I think he's going to be player of the year in the league. Certainly deserves it. Leading the league in scoring, rebounding, field goal percentage, block shots. Last year was defensive player of the year, maybe the defensive player of the year again this year with the block shots. But Jakeenan has been consistent. You look at the conference games, and he's dominated. So proud of what he's done. Malik was playing his best basketball when he went out, averaging 15 points per game, shooting 45% from 3, 86 from the free throw line. He was having an all-conference type year, and there's no doubt in my mind our record would be different if Malik Marquetti would have remained healthy. Proud of Marcus. He's leading the league in assists and steals, are right there in conference games, and he's done a good job too stepping up. So those 3 went from last year being part of the cast to this year being the leading ladies. And then when one of the ladies went down, the other 2 stepped up. And I'm really proud of Marcus and Jakeenan for doing that. And then also we've got 2 outstanding senior managers too that we're going to honor on Saturday or Sunday, and Jacob and Kelvin, fantastic young men.
Do you you said that the rotations didn't change and y'all playing better? Is there anybody who's really improved their defense during this stretch individually, like when they're in there? Like somebody had to have been doing something pretty markedly different.
Well, I think the biggest thing is probably defensive rebounding from Justin Miller, and we talked about last week about how when he gets double-doubles, certainly helps our cause. And I think we've won 8. He got one at Arlington, and he gets 7 and 2 in the game Saturday. So, you know, if he rebounds the ball better, then we have a chance to win. So I think rebounding is probably the key thing, because defensive rebounding gains you possession. That's the way you end a good defensive possession. And we did that the other night. I mean, Jakeenan was unbelievable. And we got 2 stops down the stretch in the last minute to get the ball back. And just didn't convert.
Back for one more. Obviously, it doesn't affect you as much, but just curious, since you've been in college basketball for a while, what's just your thoughts on them trying to get rid of the one and done rule?
If a guy is good enough to play, then to me, he should be able to play. You know, I don't really concern myself with it that much, but I think it's just equal opportunity. I do know that when I was younger, people like Kevin Garnett and Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, they're different. They're different. And a lot of young players think they're different because they're the best player, and that doesn't, in their class, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're first player in the NBA draft. But if Zion Williamson wanted to go to NBA out of high school, then he should be able to go do that.